crazy water life. Hair lights, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Hair lights, I've been with midnight through the city. I've been going through some things, trying to get my mind right. Push the bucket to the lip, push that mission to the finish. Gotta get the full control, gotta get my mind right. Yeah, flashing on these high beams, she won't step beside me, even if I'm blinded.
Can you guys hear me now? I'm gonna try and get the microphone and stuff squared away because I think it's going through my laptop right now. But I apologize for that, man. Trying to get the sound right, and I'll try and get it. But sorry, I was reading a tweet from No C, where breaking scoop Al Harris has agreed to terms with the Bears to join incoming head coach Ben Johnson as the team's passing game coordinator in 2025. Parting ways with the Cowboys. Huge loss for Dallas, a huge get for Chicago. And man, bruh. So what I was saying is I'm not in my normal spot, so that's why things are thrown off a little bit. I just fired up the laptop. I came upstairs in a different room. Normally where I'm at, the boys is downstairs. It's a boys' night. The girls went to a cheer competition. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just me and my little guys downstairs. And, you know, I decided to let them have a room because it's not their fault the Cowboys news broke on a Friday. And yeah, man. So we're gonna react, and as a fan base, we're gonna talk, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna mourn the loss of Al Harris as one of our coaches because I do believe he was one of the good ones. And as No C put it, it's a good get for Chicago. I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy that he was able to secure a home for himself right now. And I think that it's important for these coaches to do that for themselves because at the end of the day, this is how they feed their families. This is how they pay their mortgages. This is how they make sure that things get taken care of at home for themselves. And they don't got time to be messing around with no limbo. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with the front office right now is a huge mess. I'm going to try this microphone one more time. Let me make sure I'm going to unhook it. And I'm going to hook it up. And you guys let me know if it works or whatnot, because it's going to sound a lot better than with this.
What about now? Does the microphone work? Let me know. Put ones in the chat if the microphone works, man. Let me know. Let me know if the microphone works, if we're good to go. It looked like it was good when I was setting it up. I see like the green dots and stuff like that. All right, cool. Bet. Because I really like this microphone. You know what I'm saying? It probably sounds way better than a laptop. Way better. I'm actually going, I'm gonna go big game James. I'm gonna hold the mic. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Al Harris to me was more than just a coach. I think that Al Harris was a teacher. And you know what I'm saying? Like Al Harris was not too far removed from the game, but he was mature enough to really understand the things that these players were going through. He was, he was probably like, I think J. Cole has a song called Middle Child where it's like you're able to relate to the youngins, but you still understand all of the, like, you know what I'm saying? You understand all of the sauce that all of the OGs and the vets was trying to teach you. And you're in a place right now where it's your turn to give back, but you still got to understand the perspective of the OGs that were before you because they were in the spot that you're in right now. And I think that that's why Al Harris was such a good mentor, a good teacher. That's why some of the guys gravitated towards him the way that they did, because Al Harris was such a great personality. And, you know, when I talked to sis Aisha, this was before any of this happened, before, you know, it's probably a couple years ago, you know, when she first started working at the Cowboys facility. And she would just tell me how Al Harris, like those guys just really love him, and how Al Harris really was a glue to the coaching staff, and how the guys just, you know what I'm saying, like they would run through a brick wall for him, and understandably so, man. Understandably so. So what does that mean for the Dallas Cowboys? It means that the Dallas Cowboys, it's an absolute, and you know what I'm saying, excuse my French because I'm trying not to curse so much on the channel. It's an absolute shit show what's going on with the front office right now, and they have to stop the bleeding. You guys came here because you guys want it unfiltered. You guys want actual talk from somebody that's up here, you know, one of you guys. And so I'm going to give that to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I think that this is absolute crap for us as fans, because that's one of the guys you're looking to build your coaching staff around. You're looking to build the future around. He had enough youth that, you know, eventually you could have groomed him into being the DC, and maybe he could have been that guy. Maybe he could have been that guy. Who knows? But what I do know is that Chicago and Ben Johnson, I know that Ben Johnson probably looked at our secondary and the things that we were doing in that secondary in the 2 times that we played them. And although Detroit scored a lot of points in both of those games, I think that he understood the value of what it is that Al Harris brought, because you're not just watching the games that Detroit played against us. You're watching the opponents too. And you're watching a lot of tape and a lot of tape and a lot of tape. And you're watching Deron Bland play the way that he's playing. You're watching Jay Lou play the way that he was playing. You're watching Trey Diggs play the way that he was playing. You watch the safeties, you know, over the course of a couple years, you know, how they improved, and how the secondary, for the most part, besides maybe Donovan Wilson messing up a couple calls and stuff like that. But you just watched how the secondary played as a unit. In unison with Micah Parsons in the pass rush. And I mean, losing Witt and then losing Al Harris, all in the span, you know, really in about 12 months, in a year's time. That, I mean, those are huge losses. I mean, with Dan Quinn as well. And you just start thinking where, I hope Jay Lou is listening to this, right? Number one, if Jay Lou does listen to this, unblock me on Twitter, unblock me on Instagram, brother, because I am one of your biggest advocates. But Jay Lou said it in a tweet. There's no way that they, and I'm paraphrasing, that they did this in year one with DQ. And you think about it, and it's just like, yeah, they could do that because the guys believe. And then when you get a certain number of guys and you start to get, you know, when you have a room full of people that believe, and then you have a checkbook where they're not afraid to go ahead and get those guys for said coach or said coaches that are players coaches, you're going to get those results. And I think that if Chicago allows Al Harris to do some of his magic, and they allow him to have a little bit of influence on that defensive room, the type of prospects and stuff that they're going to be able to get and the guys are going to be able to bring in, I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago flips that secondary faster than we flip things around. So you think about the coaching landscape right now, and it makes things very uneasy. Pete Carroll accepted the job with the Raiders. I didn't get a chance to talk about that, but we're going to talk about that. And that's where I'm like, the Cowboys need to stop the bleeding. You got to find a way to stop the bleeding of what's happening right now. I don't know if that means hiring Shoddy right now or if that means just making a phone call to Prime, because Prime has a staff. You know what I'm saying? Like, Prime can get a staff. Like, you got to stop the bleeding. Like, that's the biggest thing of leadership. And these guys didn't have a plan, and you can't do that to people. You know what I'm saying? These coaches are humans. They have families. You can't do that to people. You can't leave them in limbo like that, because you're not left in limbo. You're cool. You're financially secure. These guys are coaching for their livelihoods. You can't do that to them. You can't do that to them. You can't continue to just keep playing games like this with people's lives, man. And I know that it's just football. I get it. I know that it's a game, but it's also a profession, and you have to remain professional. The Joneses, for a $10 billion franchise, this is probably the most unprofessional head coaching process that I've ever seen in my 38 years of living. I have not seen something as much of a mess as this right here. And here's the thing. I've been around youth football. I've been around high school football. And I'm telling you, there are high schools right now. There are DSAs. There are athletic directors right now that are handling their hiring jobs better than you. Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones. And you guys are the pinnacle. You guys are a $1 billion franchise, and you guys can't handle something as simple as a hiring process. I mean, this is just, for the life of me, I just don't understand it. I can't call it, y'all. I really can't. I really can't. So let me read some of the comments for you guys. I had to get my rant out of the way because it's just utterly ridiculous, man. Yeah, it hurt Al for sure. It definitely hurt losing Al. I'm just gonna bring out some of the best comments. So if you guys want your comments read, man, either send a super chat, which that is precedent over everything, and I'll just pick out some of the best questions, some of the best comments. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to talk, man, because right now I'm in a position right now where I got a little bit of time to stream. I could have done this from the phone. I could have done a video on it, but I really just wanted to gather where the Cowboys fan base is right now, how you feel, how you guys feel, you know what I'm saying? Us having to deal with this. It's enough really to leave and go to another fan base. It really is, right? And I think somebody said this the other day. Like, if you got to announce that you're leaving a fan base, you're looking for attention. Well, guess what? Isn't that what the Cowboys do? Isn't that what we've been taught the whole time that we've been fans? We've been taught to look for attention with no substance. That's what the leadership of the fan base that we've decided to attach ourselves to. Like, I mean, announcing you're leaving is probably about the most cowboy shit you can do. It's probably the most cowboy thing that you can really do, is to make things dramatic, to build up the dramatics, and then, you know what I'm saying, drop everybody like a bad habit. It's the most cowboy thing that you can do. I don't fault people for leaving. I really don't. For me, even if Shoddy's the head coach, I told myself I'm going to give it a chance, simply because, like I told you guys before, I'm all for establishing the run game. I think establishing the run game can make this team, a better operation. So you get a couple players, you change things, you tweak things a little bit. Really, I would have liked to tweak things with Dan Quinn. I would have liked to tweak things with the coaches we had personally. But we're in Cowboys fashion, again, you're forced to do something and being forced to do the right thing, and then the right thing happens. Like, you were forced to draft CeeDee Lamb. You were forced to draft Micah Parsons. Let me send this to voicemail. My bad. I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Nah, I can't do that. Ladies are on the road, so if they need to call me, then I gotta get off this thing. But let me see. Droku, to be honest, our lack of success wasn't McCarthy's fault. That's crazy. And because I've been I had known that, but I think that they had done so much to Mike that Mike started crashing out. And I don't know if you guys have been in toxic relationships before, but you know what I'm saying, where somebody does some toxic stuff to you and they continue to do toxic things to you and you act out of character because you just want to feel, bro. You just want to be able to just get all of your anger out, and you start doing dumb stuff and you start crashing out. I don't know if you guys have been there before, but I've been there. Friendships, relationships, I've been there before. And I understand. You know what I'm saying? Mike was getting his get back, and he got no bigger get back than to be able to just walk out of there and leave these guys with their junk in their hand. And that's exactly where we are right now. They don't know their ass from their elbow. And it's completely, I mean, you just look at it and it's frustrating, but it's funny at the same time. I told you guys, like, never get too high, never get too low. Like, it is what it is. But I'm just going to say this, right? I said this on Twitter, and I'm going to share it with you guys because, to be honest with you, YouTube has the best audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't always agree. You know what I'm saying? It's not always kumbaya, but for the most part, everybody's respectful. So I love this atmosphere. I love the people that do comment on the videos. You know what I'm saying? That do share. And, you know, even if you put in a comment that we disagree on or something like that, long as it's not, you know, really just disrespectful or, you know, just dumb as hell, like, you know, we're going to let the comments rock. That's just how we roll over here. So I said on Twitter that, damn, what did I say? Hold on. I done lost track of mine. Sorry, y'all. I done had a bunch of concussions in my life too. So let me see what I said. Mass exodus. Nah, that wasn't it. Oh, okay. I know what I said. Sorry, guys. You know what I'm saying? Train of thought. I tweet a lot of things too. And if you are on Twitter and you want to follow me, you know, go ahead. I'm DMV Fanatic 1. But I said, crazy thing is, Mike McCarthy, the best open candidate left. That's crazy as hell to me. We're this far in the process, right? Like, I mean, people are taking the Jaguars jobs. They're taking the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? They're running to these places, these organizations that have had more failure than we have, but they have their ducks in a row a little bit better. And they're running. And all of this stuff to not negotiate with Mike McCarthy, to not negotiate with bro, to let him go ahead and take his interviews in Chicago and with the Saints. All that to watch all these coaches go other places, to go elsewhere, and Mike McCarthy's still the best coaching option out there. That is hilarious, bro. That is funny as hell. So you got Ed Warder talking about how Mike McCarthy will never come back. And then now Ed Warder's writing things. My guy Rome called them out on Twitter too. We're writing things like, I wonder if they'll reconcile or renegotiate or come back to the table. Nah, bro, the whole coaching staff gone. What y'all, bro, what leg do y'all think y'all have to stand on? And I got it in good faith that they were prepared for this anyway. I think they wanted to coach here. I think they wanted to stay here. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. If y'all are playing games, I don't know what's going on. Either Shotty's hired or Shotty's not hired, or you might go to Dion, or, you know what I'm saying, it might be Pete Carroll. Oh, Pete Carroll took the Raiders. So, like, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm looking to coach and I got to pay my bills, man, look, Chicago calling me right now. I got to take this call. What are y'all going to do? Oh, Chicago offering me this amount of money. They offering me this, man. So what we doing? Oh, okay. I'm just going to take the Chicago job. It is what it is. It is what it is. Brandino said, look, I actually said this. Look, about to take high school state champion jobs in a minute. I don't know if you was here, Brandino, when I said it, because I actually put in for a head coaching job for a high school this year. Now, I have a couple of friends that have, and, you know, I can tell you this, Northern Virginia, they handle their head coaching vacancies way better than the Cowboys have handled theirs. This right here is just complete and utter, like, I don't even know the word for it, incompetence. It's incompetence. This right here is really bad, guys. I mean, I don't even have the words for it. I don't have the articulate way of speaking about this without it really just sounding elementary, because the way they're handling this is elementary. This is an elementary process, but it could all be saved, right? You could stop the bleeding. And I know you guys don't want to hear it. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. You got to call Prime, dog. Guess what? The Shrine Bowl is about to happen. That's where you sit down and y'all iron out the specifics. And that needs to be your new head coach. That needs to be your new head coach, and he's going to bring his Louis bags as far as his coaching staff and all that stuff, and you get some structure in here. Foote said this mess weeks ago before this whole hiring carousal and all this stuff happened. Foote said we need direction. We have no direction right now. We have nobody stepping up. Nobody wants to be a leader, and nobody even wants to just have the balls to just hire Schottenheimer, hire Shotty. Go ahead and hire him so we can have somewhere to move forward, bro. Because right now, this right here is really, really bad. And I did say this, though. I did say they could take their time with the process, but that means you got to interview people. You got to interview different candidates. It can't be Leslie Frazier, bro. Like, that was a waste of time. When you could have interviewed a Brian Flores, you could have interviewed Aaron Glenn. Like, there were people out there that you could have interviewed that might have had their ducks in a row. The problem with the process is they're looking for people to tell them what they want to hear, and they're not looking for people that's going to give them solutions. They're looking for people that I don't know who said it, right? I'm not sure who said it, but the thing about the interviewing process is this, right? And even Bill Belichick, like, even having a conversation with Bill Belichick or bringing him in, you have somebody that has won championships that can tell you where your holes are during the interview process. They can tell you where you lack, where they would help build, and where they would do this stuff. And guess what? You can steal those ideas if you have a candidate, and you guys can build that. Like, bringing in different type of candidates aren't a bad thing, because if you got somebody that has been winning, that knows what it is to win, they can show you things that can help you get better. You guys are looking to stay around the rim, meaning not just, you know, around 8 and 9 and around here, because eventually you'll get over top. You're looking for people that are comfortable, that are telling you the same things over and over and tell you that your way will work, and it hasn't worked, and it won't work because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. The NFL has passed you guys by. It has passed every single one of you in the front office by. It has passed every last one of you guys by. And there are people out there who are in the thick of things who can help you get back to that level. You can still do some of the things you're doing, but there are tweaks, and there are tweaks every year. There's no way that Dan Quinn was able to go over there and lap us like that, bro. There's no way. Teams have lapped us, bro. And guess what? Chicago probably going to lap us. The Raiders probably going to lap us. We are the laughing stock right now. We just won 12 games last year and had a home playoff game. And it's crazy. It's so crazy to me how we just fell off the way that we did because we refused to change. And if you refuse to change, if you don't adapt, if you don't continue to adapt, you have to adapt. Adaptation. You have to adapt in order to evolve. We haven't evolved. We're still trying to build the same way that we built in 2016 and hoping that 2016 is going to happen again. Y'all missed that window. You messed it up. You missed that window because while you had your guys cheap, you could have went in and got a couple of guys that would have put us over the hump. You missed that window. It's not 2016. It's 2025, guys. That was 9 years ago. It was 9 years ago. You're not going to run into that again. Not that way. It's going to be different. It'll be and now here's the thing. I love Dak Prescott as a player. You know what I'm saying? But you got to build things a little different. You can't keep doing with him what you're doing right now because it's not going to help him. It's only going to make things worse. It's only going to put more pressure on his hurt body. You got somebody say evolve, not revolve. Hold on, wait. Lewis Mills says, funny seeing y'all cry about this now. Hire shot of y'all YouTubers stuck and mad, don't have shit to talk. Now y'all throwing y'all opinions about it like y'all qualified. Hey, I tell you what, who is qualified that's handling the things that we need to handle right now? You tell me that, Lewis. Who's qualified? Who's qualified? You tell me that. Because the qualified people that you're defending, that you're caping for, they don't have a coach right now. They got coaches leaving. They got coaches leaving the building, bro. They got coaches running to the Jags and the Raiders. Those qualified people? I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. That was a clown-ass statement. That was a clown-ass statement. You got to be a fan of another team or something. And that's fine. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But I'm just saying, the qualified individuals that are handling this, I just told you, I went through interviewing processes and all of that. Virginia high school DSAs handled their situations better than the Cowboys have. Straight up, bro. Qualified. I deal with qualified people. What are you talking about, bro? Not qualified. Yeah, I'm going to give my opinion. You don't have to stay here, bro. You don't have to stay here. You know why you here? Because you can't do what I do. You can't do here and give your opinion. And if you do, put your link in the chat and I'll sub up and I'll listen to you talk. We'll see how qualified you are. Matter of fact, hold on. Wait. We're going to do this. Let everybody sub up to Lewis Mills. I'm going to do it. Let's sub up and let's see what Lewis Mills' opinion is on all of this. Now, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with people putting in the work. And here's the thing. If your opinions are different than mine, that's fine. But, you know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about, we're talking about a process of hiring. Right? So I think that I am qualified to talk about that because I've interviewed for jobs and I am a professional outside of this, right? So we're going to take a different tone with this, right? Because qualified doesn't mean that you have to be qualified in hiring football individuals. There's a such thing as HR. There's a such thing. So I work in a contracts field, right? And for the most part, when you're competing, like there are rules to competing. In the NFL, they have the Rooney Rule, right? So, you know, but there are other stipulations that you have to have with the interviewing process too. Those are things that I'm not qualified to talk about, but I do know that in order to put a position out there, you have to field candidates and you got to interview them. You have to interview them, right? What I'm talking about is the field that they're choosing. The field that they chose is obviously a field that they don't even like that well. So if you don't like the field that well, right? That means, hey, there are still people out there that you can interview. You don't have to settle if you don't like it. Now, my thing is too, right? We talk about being qualified. These are professionals, and this isn't the first time that they've hired a head coach. It's not the first time that they let a head coach's contract expire, because that's exactly how Mike McCarthy got hired in the first place. Jason Garrett's contract, he wasn't extended. So this isn't the first time that they've had this happen before. So them not having a plan, right? That deserves opinions. That deserves to be called out, because this isn't the first time that they've dealt with this, right? So we call this malpractice. We call it malpractice. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what you said, like, as far as people being qualified, I think I am qualified to say that they really messed us up. Like, what are we supposed to do as fans, right? Or even people like, I mean, there are media members, there are scouts, there are, people, there are legends, there are players, there are people that have played for coaches, there are ex-coaches that are telling you the same things that I'm telling you. It's not just YouTubers saying that, YouTubers complaining. These are facts. These are facts. They haven't hired a head coach because they don't like because they're scrambling right now. We just lost, and Dallas just lost a coach. They just lost a coach. They just lost a really good coach. They lost another good coach. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm not sure that they wanted to let that coach out of the building. Now, people will have their reports, and, the media members, they do a very good job of bringing these things out. But I'm pretty sure Al Harris was one of the guys that they wanted to keep around for a while. And I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like Jay Lou, who is up for a deal, who's up for a contract, if they don't come correct, hops over to Chicago or hops over to Washington, where I don't know how much money Chicago has, but I haven't known Chicago to be big spenders. I'm not a Bears fan, so I don't know what their money situation is looking like, but I know Washington has a money situation that's looking good, and they're probably going to pay Jay Lou if we don't come correct with what we're offering. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. League commander, what's up, man? Look, I gotta give you. It's funny. The thing is, he's a Commander fan, but he show love, and you know what I'm saying. We throw jabs at each other, but Jerry's doing the right thing, cleaning out the cesspool. He better not promote Shotty. He's part of the mess too. This is the biggest coaching decision Jerry had to make since hiring Jimmy Johnson. I agree with that. I don't agree with the whole cleaning the house per se. Not all of the coaches, but this is the most important hire. And like I said, he has to treat this like it's his last hire. I said that on Twitter. He has to treat it like it's his last hire. That might have even been the comment I was looking for. He got to treat it like it's his last hire. And if he's not treating it like it's his last hire, if he doesn't feel like this is his last hire, then they don't have the guy that they're looking for. If they don't feel like Shotty is Jerry's last hire, then don't hire him. At this point, you've gone through things the way that you've gone through things. If Jerry wants Dion, if that's one of the first calls that he made, that's what I think they got to rock with, bro. And it is what it is. You got to, at that point, you got to commit. And I forget what movie it was, where I think that it was like a wrestling movie or something like that, or a fighting movie or something like that, where it was Cobra Kai, where he was locked up like in a hold or something like that. And it's like, you had an impasse. You can't, if you keep going there, so you just got to fall forward. You got to commit to falling forward. My Cobra Kai people going to know what I'm talking about. The Cowboys got to commit to falling forward here. And sometimes it's, you know what, bro, let's stop the bleeding. Let's stop the bleeding and let's figure out a solution. We're going to stay in Frisco or the headquarters or wherever the hell it is until we find the solution. And if somebody can come up with a better solution than Deion Sanders, I'm all for it. Because right now, we've lost Al Harris. We've lost Mike McCarthy. We've lost Zim, because unless you're offering Zim a head coaching job, Zim is gone. I mean, to me, I felt like Zim was the best option. But now that you're losing Al Harris, it's like, unless there's a DB coach that he used to have out there, and I know Zim used to coach DBs, so maybe, he spearheads that group as a head coach. That's been done before, more so like that's more of a Nick Saban college type of thing. But I know Zim has coached the DBs before, so maybe that's something he spearheads. But I felt like hiring Zim as the head coach probably stopped a lot of the bleeding, and then you could have felt the staff. Because you didn't go to him, now it's like you going to him in desperation, like you didn't want him. And why would anybody accept that? Maybe he would. I don't know. I don't know Zim. I'm not on a friend basis like Brian Broaddus when he was talking to him. But right now, that's where you made your mistake. You made your mistake because Zim wasn't one of your first calls as far as, hey, we want to interview you for the head coaching job. Because when you brought him here, you had to know that you had to know that he was coming here for that. You had to know that Dan Quinn, when he came here, was coming for that, in the possibility that they could be the next head coach. Because you don't bring another head coach to become a coordinator without that being the possibility. And as a head coach, a former head coach that comes back to being a coordinator, like you kind of prepare yourself for that in case that does happen, and that's part of your thinking process as to why you're doing it. Zim moved everything for 1 year under Mike McCarthy, who wasn't extended. You had to think that Mike Zimmer was prepared to interview as a head coach in case things went south. You had to know that if Mike McCarthy got fired throughout the year, that Zim was going to be the guy that was up next. You had to. You know what I'm saying? Jay Recruiter said Zimmer lost the passion. He needs to go. He needs to go now, but he didn't lose the passion when he was coaching. But, I mean, at this point now, you kind of got to let him go because, you passed him over so many times and you just botched this head coaching job. They really didn't think that Mike was going to walk out of this building, and that really messed him up, bro. It really did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to tell you guys as a YouTuber who I think is qualified to give this advice, somebody who has been a friend, who has lost friends, who has lost relationships. I think I'm qualified to tell you this. Don't walk away from something, or actually this, right? If you're at an impasse and you think that person could walk away, be prepared for them to walk away. Or be prepared to do the walking away yourself. But you never want to be in a position to where you don't expect them to leave and then you're stuck. That's with friends, that's with jobs, that's with just people in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never want to be in a position where you're just stuck and you don't, have a way or you're not prepared for it. I'm not going to say that you should have backup plans with everything in life, because there are some people out there where I know that there are athletes out there where there's nothing else that they can do and they're going to make this work. There is no backup plan. So there are some people that live life that way and it has worked for them, right? There are some people, but also those people aren't prepared for failure, right? If you didn't want to be prepared for life without Mike McCarthy, you should have just offered him an extension, and you should have came correct with the extension. You had to know that you was coming to him with some BS. Dwayne Brown with the $5 super chat says, don't be surprised if Shotty walk away. I wouldn't be surprised either, because here's the thing. You interviewed him for 3.5 hours, and then you brought him in for another interview only to jerk his chain and not really, make a decision right now. And then you got all these coaches walking away and stuff like that. If they bring in another coach, at that point, you might as well spit in his face. At that point. It's disrespectful. Terrence Lacey said, 2025 is hitting hard. It's crazy because we ain't even get no Cat Williams rant. Cat Williams didn't even go off yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy what we're dealing with. Okay. Oak Cliff Rockefeller. I know that name. What's up, man? Buff's parents want Prime to make a statement to tell the world that he's staying in Colorado. Because them folks need to know if they need to take that NIL money somewhere else. Because these offers is coming in, bro. These offers is coming in. I heard that Jeremiah Smith was offered $4.5 million to leave. Shout out to everybody. We got 100 people in here. I hope we got 100 likes. So hit that like button if you like what you're hearing. You know what I'm saying? Droku, hey, he said it. Hey, great minds, bro. Great minds. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Appreciate the super chat, Dwayne Brown. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute. Dion ain't gonna make that statement because Dion could use it as leverage. But at the same time, bro, some of them kids leave, man. I don't know what you're gonna do. We got a Deuce super chat right now. Chris B, I'm already not looking forward to next season. I'm just gonna tell you this, guys. Let's let things play out because right now, the way things are, there's not much more that we can do. All we can really do is make our voice heard for the things that we want. But don't allow your emotions to really get attached to this as much. I know that I did some ranting and I know I did some talking and stuff like that. That's actually part of me being firm. I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm really at peace. But sometimes you got to talk at that tone, even being at peace, to get your point across. Damn, we got 114 people in here, man. Salute, man. Salute. Short Dog said, Giants get Ward or Shador, we are screwed, bruh. Maybe, because I'll tell you this, Brian Daboll is a good coach. And if you get him the things that he wants, I think that he has shown that he could be a good coach. Anybody that can get to a divisional round playoff game with Daniel Jones as their quarterback, I think is a good coach. And they probably just been shortchanged on the things on the weaponry. They got the receiver now, but I mean, as the quarterback goes, so if they get a quarterback, I think the Giants are probably 1 year away from what the Commanders are doing. Another $2 super chat. Oh, I ain't mad. I really don't care anymore. Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But still, make your voice heard. You know what I'm saying? As a fan, make sure that your voice is heard and you get out exactly what it is that you want to say and that you want. Because if you don't, you're going to live with regret. Again, that's another life lesson, man. Like, sometimes you just got to speak into existence the things that you want. And if those things don't happen, you won't live life with regret saying that you didn't do it. You wish you would have tried a little bit harder, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you wish that you would have made it known. You wish you would have communicated better. Nah, this is the opportunity today. Today is the opportunity. And even if you've never heard that before or you don't follow that, you're today years old when you've heard, you know what I'm saying? Now is the time to communicate. And you got to communicate the things that you want. And you got to be clear and concise in what it is. You got to be clear and concise. And that's what this process has showed me, is that the Cowboys are not clear and concise in what it is that they want. They're not clear and concise in what it is that they want. They didn't want Mike McCarthy, but they wanted Mike McCarthy. And they wanted to hold him in place for somebody else. And maybe it's Jason Witten. I don't know what the plan is. But like I said, Jerry, you're not getting any younger, bro. And like I was pointing out, you were a competitor at one point. You were a competitor. And I still think that competitive spirit lies within, because you're prideful of being the highest touted franchise. You're proud of that. So what about adding winning to that? Because you won a national championship. You've won 3 Super Bowl rings as an owner and GM. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you did it without the influence of Stephen and Will McClay. You did it with Jimmy Johnson. You and Jimmy had 2 rings, and then y'all won the 3rd. But y'all had already y'all together had put the foundation in place. I hate to break it to y'all. Will McClay and Stephen Jones are not Jimmy Johnson. Even together, they're not Jimmy Johnson. You want to know why? Because not only did Jimmy Johnson know what it is talent-wise he was looking for, but he knew how to develop it. Those guys, they're not coaches. They're not coaches. So you can put guys in places, but if the style doesn't mesh with the coaches that you have in place, then it's not going to work. You're only going to get but so far. We need a football guy that's hands-on. Because from what I've heard that Will McClay not even that hands-on. I've heard Will McClay, you know what I'm saying, trusts his scouts a lot. And the scouts do a lot of the work. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how true that is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go as fact. But I do know one thing. Will McClay is comfortable too. Will McClay is not GMing for his job or doing. And the crazy thing is his contract is up. He ain't even extended, which is kind of weird to me that a GM job open with the Titans with the number 1 pick and bro didn't even put in for it. That lets me know on a contract year where there's a GM job open with the number 1 pick and you ain't even put in. Comfortable. Steven, comfortable. Jerry, comfortable. Too many guys comfortable for not having no damn coach. For not having no damn coach and to not get over the hump in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? They making money hand over fist, bro. Guys is comfortable right now. Somebody said, Cloud said, Will going to dip next. Oh, wait, let me see. He might not have a choice, bro, and he don't even know it. He might not have a choice and he don't even know it. Let me tell you something, right? We heard how Jerry was so proud of Mike McCarthy and the coaching job he was doing after games and stuff like that, and he was proud of what the coaches were doing. Yet your offer didn't say that. The offer, the contracts and stuff that you came with, it didn't say that. So it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Angie Lamb said none of them care enough. I don't think they care about winning enough. I think they're okay with putting a competitive product out there. But as far as winning, I don't think they care enough to win. I think they're the type that won't go over and beyond on a school project. They'll just do what the requirements say and just leave it at that. Nah, man. Like, you got to do what the requirements say, but you also have to add your own originality to it. We're bland as hell. We're a bland ass organization. And it's almost like you got all this fancy paint. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got all this fancy paint, all these wooded floors and all that stuff, but your foundation and everything underneath, like you know what I'm saying? Everything is molded and you ain't just gut everything out to make it, you know what I'm saying? You just put a shiny paint job over top of molding and deterioration and stuff like that. So, hey, my guy, Boss Cowboys. Hey, I know you going live, bro. Let me know if you're going live, man. I'll definitely call in because I'm definitely about to get off of here and I'm about to go find something to eat for me and the boys, man. You know, it's a Friday night. We probably gonna do some wings, some pizza or something like that, man. Let me know what in the comment section, what y'all eating tonight, man. What's for dinner? Let me know what's for dinner, man, on Friday night. Since Al Harris is gone, some of y'all probably can't even eat. Y'all probably sick to y'all stomachs. Hey, I'm gonna eat just fine. I'm gonna sleep just fine. Cole's Cowboys, what's up, my guy? We got 125 people in here, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. But look, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate all of the love. I'm going to let somebody else rant right now. I know Mark Holmes is going to go on at 9 p.m. tonight, as he always does. Hey, Action Jackson, bro, happy belated birthday, my guy. Grapes and blueberries. My guy's healthy. Hey, bro, happy birthday once again, bro. Happy birthday. Everybody wish my guy Action Jackson a happy belated birthday. Okay, Dwayne Brown got pizza and Caesar salad. Okay. Short dog got carne asada. All right. Oh, Kava. Boss Cowboy say what up to everybody. Beans and bologna. That's funny as hell. Oh, Bruce at work with a ham sandwich. Hey, we all been there, bro. We all been there with the ham sandwich. Wasn't it it was your birthday a couple days ago, I thought. I'm pretty sure it was, bro. I thought it was your birthday like a couple days ago or something like that. Even if not, man, happy birthday anyway. Happy birthday. I'm pretty sure I thought it was, bro. Chicken and potato salad. But yeah, man, I'm gonna head on out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We gonna probably watch this outro. We're gonna watch this outro with some guys that Al Harris probably coached. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't got a sad violin song. I'm gonna add that eventually. But hey man, appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.
I can't feel the pain, I'm numb to all you say. Keep it real and stay 100 through the rain. I can feel there's something missing from your face. So keep it real and stay 100 in your veins. Put me in these boxes, still I'm tryna break away. I just roll it up and down some liquor for my pain. Thoughts inside my head, it's nightmares instead of some dreams. I've been trying to hold on to everything from the seams. Try to get it by any means. There's no accepting defeat with all this pressure that's on me. Trusting whenever I breathe, cause everything is on me. If everybody is down, I gotta pick up all the pieces. Yeah, I can't fall, cause I do it for my dog, so she can make it farther. Ain't worry about your comments, cause I believe in karma. No time for your bullshit or any